Welcome back. In this part 2 of this two-parter, I'm gonna be transforming my old 71 celica into, well, I don't know, something better, I guess. So we start off with, I bought these overfenders. They're metal. I couldn't find any fiberglass ones. I would like to prefer fibreglass because they're easier to fit. But hey, this is what I got, and they actually fit great. So putting them on with some clevites just for fun's sake, seeing how it's gonna look. And this is the front, so this is just one layer that you have to go through. But this being a 71, this is still fiberglass, so a bit thick to use clevites on, but still worked. Okay, let's get going. So I start off by drilling all the holes. And I put threaded rib nuts in there. And really quick you can see what you're doing. Then comes the fun part. I kind of marked off what I want to cut. And then you start off by cutting out just the top layer of skin here on the rear quarter. You make two cuts, the upper cut and the lower cut here. Then you can see what I've done. I made this crescent moon cut. Put all that crap in there. This had at some point had redone the rear fenders, so I don't mind cutting them up. Next step, you cut it just at the length that you need from making extensions that will go out onto the body, and you weld it up onto the outer layer to create a new inner weld. So you prepare it, grind it all down, and so you have some metal to work with, and then you cut some slits at certain intervals, beat it up with a hammer. I use this method where I use a jack and a piece of wood, and I just hold the pieces up to where I want to weld them. It's that simple really. So cleaning it all up, and you should have something that looks kind of like this. So, next day, making a mess in the garage as always. It's actually quite fun to walk out to this site. Alright, do the other side. Just basically the same process. Cutting, hammering, welding. And moving on to the fronts. Again, making your cut. This is fiberglass, so this is going to make a hell of a mess. Remember to wear your mask. But again, this is just one layer, so that's easily done. And it's easily cleaned up. You can do it with a flat disc or any kind of sander. Remember to get some paint on afterwards to like seal it in, otherwise you're going to get water into the weave, and that's going to destroy the fiberglass and the paint. Rounded off the edge of the corner here, and I'm going to need to make some some sort of bracket to hold it in place at some point. Onto the other side. And after a little paint, not too shabby, but again, all this is going to be covered up by the overfender, so you're not going to see this. The inside, kind of sealed with some undercoating to make sure it doesn't rust up. Okay, time to fit the overfenders. So they're going to be fitted with the threaded rivets, countersunk bolts, and this rubber gasket in between the overfender and the body of the car. Especially now, this being a metal overfender, you need this barrier so you don't scratch the paint. And with that, it's basically done. The lip is on, sturdy, and it will also help to hold the wings in place. Right, on the ground, let's get it out in the sun. So that's basically it. Don't mind the height. But stance-wise, this is about as it's gonna be. Maybe I want the front wheels a little bit out. Let's see when I get it down to the proper height. But the rears are just perfect. This just gives the car such an aggressive look compared to stock. Also, the wheels do help a lot. So. At some point I want to redo some of the stuff back there. Want to get another license plate. This one's obviously a little big. In Denmark we call it a tractor plate, but we can get American like the American license plate sizes, so I think I'm gonna get one of those. So right, a lot of dust. Yum. Let's see how she drives. With a little hachi. I would have thought that it would be a bit harder to steer with the wider, grippier front tires, but this isn't really that bad. I'll get back in like a month when the tires are all worn in. This is not bad. The funny part is it drives better like this than it did on the stock wheels with the stock width, so that's an improvement. Okay, back into the garage. And this old exhaust, as I covered in one of the previous videos, isn't really done with love or skill or anything else than just parts they had laying around. It's a mid-rear muffler thing they put on, and then this old, I don't know what you call it, thing. But yeah, let's just get that off. So put a saw to it, and again, as you saw in my old videos, I have some of these laying around. I just love the sound they make, and they're pretty cool. So let's get this on, get it tilted so we get the right angle. Lots of room in here from the original muffler, so that's good. You have some space to work with. The only problem is getting a 2-inch pipe around the axle and having the room. So I considered making it run underneath, but my experience with these is no matter what you need to do with the car, you always have to remove the exhaust anyway, so why not just make the bends and the cuts and just make it fit properly. So put some mounts on the rear muffler just to hang it into place. Let's see what that'll do. And with the rear hung up to dry like this, I can maneuver it like I want, get the angle and the tilt and everything. So starting to mark up some pieces of pipe, just putting them roughly together. There's just a few tacked off pieces to clear the axle and to clear the rear arms. So this is how it ended up. It's a bit squirmy, but it needs to be to clear everything to have the clearance that I want. Also, when the car gets really low at some point, it's not gonna hit, I hope. So welding everything up. And done. Right, let's get it back on the car. See if it fits. And it does. That's not that bad. A lot better than before though, so I'll tell you that much. Right, let's hear it. Okay, let's get this thing out and hear it like really roar. Much better. Also, this got rid of that whistling sound it had due to having that exhaust tip before that sounded like some sort of a whistle. Now it just growls like it's supposed to. Yeah, that put a smile on my face. At some point I'll have to do synchronize the carbs and get the engine running 100%, but this'll do. Okay, cutting your car up like this is obviously not for everyone, but I kind of feel like this car had it coming. It had been welded on a few times. It had the rear quarters replaced, the roof replaced at some point. It had a pretty hard life, so I think this is the natural progression for this car. Also because I wanted to do this look. So no harm done. Okay, next time. The car is basically ready to go. The shop is cleaned, but that's boring. So I started, well, looking at some small problems, which turned into bigger problems. And, well, I actually end up cutting the entire car apart. So remember to subscribe to not miss out on that one, because you definitely want to see the next, yeah, or maybe not. See you!